Hi friends, so our today's topic is mutation. We are going to start by defining mutation. Okay, what is mutation? Mutation is a change in gene or chromosomal structure. What do we mean when we say change in gene or chromosomal structure? What we mean is what a gene is supposed to be produced, it will be altered or changed, or what a chromosome are supposed to be produced. I think we all know that a human has 46 chromosomes. So if the number of chromosomes is changed, that is when we say there is mutation. A result of mutation are Down syndrome, albinism, Huntington disease, to mention a few. In genetics, the word mutation refers to a change of the genetic materials of the organisms. Mutation that occurs in DNA can be passed down to the next generation. This means that if a parent is a change in chromosome or DNA, it means that it will be passed on to the offsprings. Mutation that occurs in normal body cells are responsible for a certain type of a cancer. This mutation is somatic mutation. We'll talk about somatic mutation later. In humans, this refers to change in the DNA. In HIV, it refers to change in RNA. The change in genetic materials as a result of mutation is permanent. I hope this is self-explanatory. It will be passed down to the future generation, which means that if the parent is a mistake in genetic material, they will be passed on to the next generation. There is harmless mutation. Harmless mutation, in most cases, genetic mutation termed silent or neutral, is they have no effect. These mutations change the physical feature of an organism without causing any harm. What it means is physical appearance or physical feature will be changed. For example, I think we know some people with 6 fingers instead of 5. They will have 6 fingers, but there is no harm. The hand will function normally. Polydactyly is a condition where an individual is born with extra digit. Yeah. The polydactyly is the condition whereby one has 6 fingers. This is an example of harmless mutation. Let's move on to harmful mutation. Some mutation, however, may be harmful, causing changes in the physical appearance, behavior, or physiology of an organism. This one is whereby the physical appearance is changed. For example, albinism. We all know that people who are born with albinism, they lack that big black pigment, which is called melanin. So albinism causes harmful to the organism, whereby they will be having problems in their eyesight, skin irritation. This is harmful because what their skin is supposed to be, it is changed. Useful mutation. There are some mutations which are useful. Sometimes mutation may be useful if they can introduce beneficial change that increase the survival change of a species. Variation introduced by mutation provides the raw materials for the process of natural selection, which we are going to be discussed about in our next topic. Genetic mutation. Mutation may cause changes in genes. There can either be no effect or the function of the gene may be stopped. Most mutations occur as a result of mistake during DNA replication. Sometimes the DNA can repair itself, but if the mistake is not corrected, it will be added to the structure of DNA. Autosomal dominant mutation. A chromosome other than 6 chromosomes is called an autosomal. I think we all know that there are 6 chromosomes which are inherited from mother and the other from the father. And the other ones that are called autosomal. If a mutation occurs in the dominant allele of an autosome, it is called an autosomal dominant. Huntington disease is an example of an autosomal dominant disorder. Scientists have found that the mutation causing this disorder is located on the chromosomes. This Huntington disease, it affects human brain, especially for females. This is whereby one will be their brain will be degenerating, whereby they will lose memory, and others they will suffer from dementia. We all know what dementia is. The result of this change is that the person's brain gradually degenerates. Brain degeneration causes loss of physical and mental emotion control. Autosomal recessive mutation. In the case of autosomal recessive mutation, the change occurs on the recessive allele, and the disorder will only be expressed when an individual inherits 2 identical copies of this gene. If only 1 copy of gene is inherited, the person will be termed and carried for the disorder. Some examples of autosomal recessive disorder are cystic fibrosis, albinism, and sickle cell anemia. Most people have 2 normal genes that code for hemoglobin. I just hope we all know what hemoglobin is. Hemoglobin is a protein in red blood cells that transport oxygen. In an individual, if an individual inherits 2 copies of the changed or abnormal gene called the sickle cell gene, the red blood cell loses oxygen and changes into a sickle shelled. The condition is called sickle cell anemia. The mutation responsible for this disorder is found on the chromosomes where the gene responsible for making a part in hemoglobin is located. Sickle cell anemia, we all know the structure of a red blood cell. The sickle cell, it will alter or change the shape of the red blood cell into a banana-like shape, or a sickle. We all know a sickle which is used to cut grass. So it will not be flexible to transport oxygen because of the shape that is formed. So a person with sickle cell anemia will suffer from shortage of oxygen in the body. Red blood cell of this shape gets stuck in blood capillary, causing pain, fever, swelling, tissues damage, and eventually death. Sickle cell anemia is therefore a serious autosomal recessive disorder. The frequency of this disorder is about 1 in 400, but can increase. What it means is, on 400 people, 1 person will be suffering from this sickle cell anemia. Scientists have investigated why this mutation gene was more common among people from tropical region in Africa. They found a very interesting evolutionary link between the mutation and the malaria. People with both copies of the gene develop sickle cell anemia. People who are carried and who therefore have only 1 copy of the mutant gene were shown to be more resistant to malaria. Chromosome mutation. Mutation can cause change in the chromosomes. This can result in chromosomes being added or being deleted or being broken up or rearranged. Do you get what I'm saying? This can result in chromosome being added or deleted or being broken up or rearranged. A person with Down syndrome has an extra copy of chromosomes. These changes impact usually on such a person's physical appearance characteristics. Causes of mutation. Mutation occurs randomly in nature. Scientists can measure the rate of which mutation occur and have found that spontaneous mutation occurs at a very low steady rate. Mutation, it occurs just randomly. There's no way whereby we can say this family they born Down syndromes, or this family they born albinos. We can see albinos are found in white people, black people, everywhere, even Down syndromes. For example, Down syndrome affect between 1 in 600 people. Huntington disease affect 100 people, 1 in 100 people. The rate at which mutation occur in the associated expression in the phenotype is increased by substance called mutagens. These are external factors that cause changes in the DNA. Example of mutagens are ultraviolet rays, cigarette smoke, and radioactive. This is radioactive is done for people with cancer. Factors that increase the rate of mutation. Mutation can also be caused by exposure to mutagens. Mutagens are physical or chemical agents that increase the rate of mutation. Example of mutagens are ultraviolet radiation from sun or X-ray. I hope we all heard that too much exposure to sunlight will result in skin cancer. Radioactive particles such as gamma rays, certain chemicals such as benzene, ethidium bromide, and nitrous acid, genetic deposition also increase the risk of developing cancer. This is all what we have for today. Have a good day.